first. We'll start with the tables first, okay? So you guys can hear me, okay? You guys can see the white screen also? You cannot, because I've not shared the screen yet. Can you see this white screen now? It should come up now.
No.
It should come up now. How about this? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So let's start with the table first. We'll do the table first before we go to the white screen. So I will ask questions, and I will tell the name of the kid also who has to answer it. Okay. And for kid like Sania, I know this is her first class. She might not have prepared. So that's okay. If I ask questions, if you're able to answer, wonderful. If you're not able to answer, that's also perfectly fine. In this class, one thing is guaranteed: you can make mistakes. Okay, making mistakes is perfectly fine. Going wrong is 100% okay. Okay. If you make a mistake, don't be shy. Just be open. Okay, yes, I made a mistake. We'll acknowledge that, learn from it, move on. Okay. So nobody will point finger. You made a mistake. Nobody will laugh. It's okay to make mistakes. That's what I always say. So let me ask questions to everybody, okay? So Gauchika, 12 Foja, everybody turn off your ear. Sorry? Yeah,
48.
48. Wonderful. 9 Ninja, Tasvik.
81.
Wonderful. Kavyan, 13 Sixja.
I don't know that one.
You don't know 31, you don't know. I know you are a baby, yeah. You are a small kid. Kavyan is like in the fourth grade. He's still learning. Okay, so let me ask something which is relevant or for his grade. So Kavyan, 8 Sixja.
48.
Wonderful. I'll give one more chance to Kavyan. 12 Fija.
36.
Wonderful. See, you're not a baby. I was joking.
Mhm.
Myra. 9 Ninja.
81.
Okay. Sania. Let's check Sania also. So Sania, 6 Forja. 24. You're on mute, actually, beta. Unmute yourself so that I can hear you when you say something. Yeah.
6. 6 4.
Forza. Yeah, 6 Forza. When I say 6 Forza, that is 6 times 4. Yeah, those are like the tables. 24. Okay, forget it. Don't worry. I have not made you do practice, so I'm not supposed to ask you questions also. But what we'll do is we'll start the journey of table for you. Okay. Every day you have to spend just 2 minutes for yourself. Okay, apart from the class. Okay. Sania, can you hear me okay? I see Sania's screen frozen. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sania, your screen is frozen. I don't know if you are able to hear me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, some issue with the screen for a connection. Okay. Sania, can you hear me okay, beta? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
lost connection.
Yeah, that's okay. You and I have spectrum in our room, our house. It's not very good these days. Okay. So, Sania, what I was saying was, I would want you to. Okay, if I ask you, have you practiced tables before? No? A little bit.
A little, yeah.
So, uh, okay, so let's start from 2 and fix up till 5. 2 to 5, I would want you to start memorizing it, okay? After the class, okay? So, what you will do is you will write on a piece of paper like 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. I can write it for you and send it to you, or you can write it by yourself, and that paper should not be lost. Basically, we'll write from 2 to 5, and then we'll write 6, table of 6, table of 7, and in next 2 months I want to make sure that you learn the table till at least 10, and you can play with it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you will now enjoy what every kid will do in this class. So we'll do table. I found that everybody is okay till table of 9, 10. So see here the thing is from 2 to 9 is what we memorize. 10 and 11 are very straightforward. You don't have to memorize it. 12 to 19 is what we memorize. Okay. Not right now. We'll do step by step. So in this class, we have to only focus till table of 13. Okay. So I see everybody is responding to tables till 9, 10 without any problem. 12 and 13 where we get stuck. So we'll do table of 12. Who will do table of 12 today with me? Okay. So Tasvik wants to do. So Tasvik, okay, Tasvik and uh, Gaushik also wants to do. Okay. So today I will give chance to Tasvik. Okay. Tasvik and maybe Myra. Okay. 12 and 13. And Gaushika and Kavyan, you'll get chance next class. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But regardless, when Tasvik is singing the table of 12, we all will follow him, including me. Okay. So everybody unmute yourself. I want Tasvik to start table of 12 and we all will sing with him. Okay. Sania, you will also sing with him. Okay. I'm going to do as well. So Tasvik, please sing the table of 12.
12 ones are 12.
12 ones are 12.
12 ones are 12.
So you
12
will
twos
say
are
that. I will
24.
follow. Everybody will follow. Okay. We all will repeat after you. Okay.
12 ones are 12.
12
12 ones are 12. 12 twos are 24.
12
12 twos are 24. 12 threes are 36.
12
threes are 36. 12 fours are 48.
12
48. 12 fives are 60.
12 5
fives are 60.
12 6 are 72.
12 sixes are 72. 12 sixes are 72. 12 sevens are 84.
12
84. 12 eights are 96.
12
eights are 96. 12
12
nines are 108.
12 9
108. 12 tens are 120.
12 10 are
120.
Good job, Tasvik. So this is for Tasvik. Okay, where did the clap sign go? Okay, I don't see it. I'll do it later. Okay, so this is for Tasvik. Good job, Tasvik. All right. So we'll go to Myra. Myra, you want to do table of 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
13 ones are 13. 13 ones are 13. 13 twos are 26. 13 twos are 26. 13 threes are 39. 13 threes are 39. 13 fours are 52. 13 fours are 52. 13 fives are 65. 13 fives are 65. 13 sixes are 78. 13 sixes are 78. 13 sevens are 91. 13 sevens are 91. 13 eights are 104. 13 eights are 104. 13 nines are 117. 13 nines are 117. 13 tens are 130. 13 tens are 130.
Very, very nice. So this is also for Myra. Good job. Okay. All right. So everybody will get a chance. Everybody will have to talk. Everybody will have to participate. That is how we are all learning. Okay. And as I said, it's perfectly fine to make mistakes. Keep on making mistakes. We'll keep making mistakes and we'll keep learning from it. All right. Now, there's one small announcement that I want to do before we continue with the class. I know you guys sometimes get bored with maths. Math is not always fun, right? You guys get bored. When we are in the in-person class, I keep seeing you guys, somebody asking for a water break, bathroom break, uh, candy break, whatnot, right? So, what we'll do is in every class, we'll just have a 5-minute break and I will give freedom to you guys to do whatever you want. Make sure you're not breaking each other's head. But yeah, 5 minutes. You can use that for jumping in the class, laughing in the class, for talking for 5 minutes, whatever you want to do, but only 5 minutes. Okay. Not more than that. because that 5 minute is given for a purpose. When I give you 5 minutes back, that will get your brain refreshed. And then if I teach you guys something, it'll be easy to digest, process, and understand. Okay, that's the purpose. All right, but only 5 minutes. Remember that when we meet in person next week, one of you will remind me. After 30 minutes of the class, you'll remind me that we deserve a 5 minute break. We'll jump in the class. We'll do sit ups if you want to. Okay, that's fine. But that is only to refresh you guys. Okay, now coming back to the class, let me share my screen and let me know once you're able to see the screen. Okay. Hey, Advik. Hey, Advik. How are you? Good. So Advik, you did not miss anything. We just did a recap of the tables. We did tables till we did table of 12 and 13. Okay, and that is already recorded, so you can also watch it later. But regardless of that, every day 2 minutes for the tables that everybody has to do, not only Advik, everybody. Okay, and the day when I start forgetting it, I will do as well. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now tell me if you're able to see the screen. Can you see the white screen? Can you guys see the
Yeah.
white screen? Okay, all
Yeah.
right. All right. So today, in today's class, we are going to do a quick recap of what all we have learned in geometry, which is good enough or not good enough for kids up to 5th grade. Okay. And then from next class, we will start from beginning of the syllabus for 3rd to 5th grade and see what all we know, what all we don't. And then we will finish those things. So our target is before this school year ends, okay, meaning before end of May, we'll make sure that all the concepts that we are supposed to know from 3rd all the way till 5th grade is covered, understood, practiced, and dusted for this year. Okay.
I have a
If
question.
mhm.
When's the test?
Test we are planning to do in the last week of February. Okay, so we are starting from February. Every month there'll be one weekend or one class which will be for the test. That will give us a view of how much we have learned and what we need to learn to become perfect in what we have learned. Okay, all right, all right. So next 25 minutes, I want everybody to stay muted unless I ask them to unmute themselves or unless I ask any questions. Okay, because everything that we do here, that is getting recorded, and I want that recording to be there for everybody for their revision whenever you want. Okay, so in geometry, what are the things that we have learned? Okay, that's what I'm doing a recap of. First thing that we learned was with a straight line. When I say line, what it means is it's a it's a line, but it can go as big your sheet or a notebook is. Okay, so there's no length for a line. Okay, that's what I mean by that. So it's nothing but a direction. It just tells this is going in this direction. There's no length for it. If you want to put the length for it, that is when you call it a line segment. This is called line. There's no length for it, just gives a direction. If you have a very big paper, it can go to the width of the paper. Okay, it can go beyond that also. If you're talking about a line with a fixed length, that is not called a line, it's called a line segment. Okay, line segment or a piece of a line where you know the starting and ending point and you know the fixed length. Then the third thing that we learned was called ray. Ray is nothing but if you see a torch, you turn on the torch, the light goes from starts from one place and goes as far as you can see. So this is the bulb of the torch or your phone, right? If you see, if I turn on this light here, see, this is the origination point of the light, and it goes as far as it can go, right? That is called a ray. So three things we have learned with the line. Line as a direction without any length, without any dimension known to it, just a direction. Then two points joined together make a line segment. That's called a line segment. It has a fixed length. And then the third flavor we got to learn what was called a ray. Okay, where it starts from one place. So starting point is known, ending point is not known. It says okay, start from here, can go as far as it can. Okay. Now this is with the line. Second thing that we learned about the line was called a pair of parallel lines. What does it mean? There are two lines that will never meet each other, meaning like a railway track. They will never meet each other. The day they meet, there'll be a train accident. They will never meet. What does it mean in technical terms? The distance between the two lines is always fixed. No matter how far you go, how many pages you join to make this line bigger, the distance between the two lines will remain fixed always. That is what is called a parallel lines or pair of parallel lines. Okay. Let me stop here and see if everybody is with me. No doubt, no question, no confusion. No. Sanya, are you okay with me so far? Are
Yes.
you okay? Sanya is the new student in the class. That's why I have to keep on checking. Okay. I don't want to rush and assume that everybody is following me. Okay. All right. So then we learned about the parallel lines. There should not be any confusion about these things if you are being asked. Okay. These are the concepts. And about something called polygon. That means a triangle. It has multiple sides. Is a polygon, hexagon, or polygons. Meaning, can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So when you say polygon, polygon means shapes with multiple sides. Shape with three sides called triangle. Shape with four sides called a quadrilateral. And quadrilaterals has multiple flavors: rectangle, square, whatnot. We'll talk about that. So basically, we learned about polygons. So let's quickly look at what is a triangle. Triangle, we have learned that it's a shape with three sides and three angles inside that. Okay. When you look at a triangle, you can classify triangles into different types based on either the sides. These are called sides. This is one side, this is other side, this is other side, or the angles. When you look at the sides alone, you can have three types of the triangles. If all the sides are of same length, if let's say we are talking about triangle, this side, and this side, all are let's say 3 centimeters each, it's called equilateral triangle. Meaning, equi means equal. There are a lot of terms that we know that is borrowed from Greek and Latin languages in maths. So you will find those, and no, that has become like English now. Okay, so equilateral is a broken. I mean, it can be broken to equi and lateral. What that means is equal sides. Okay, yeah, Arav?
So basically, what you're trying to say that it comes from Latin or Greek, but sometimes it can be a prefix to like equilateral. Lateral could be also like an afterfix or prefix.
Don't worry about that. Let's not get into the English part of it. That's why I was saying everybody will hear me for next 25 minutes, and I will let you know when we will when I would need the kids to kind of uh, give some answers. Okay, so allow me to complete because we are just doing a recap. Okay, we're not learning anything new right now. Okay, and I will ask questions in between, so be ready. So, but allow me to complete that quickly. Okay, let's not go into the English part of it. Coming back to the triangle, as I was saying, uh, triangles have three sides: one side, second side, third side, and they have three angles. Every so basically, so triangles can be classified into different types based on either the sides or the angles. So we have just started with the sides, and then we are trying to do the classification. So if the triangle has all sides as same, that is called equilateral triangle. Okay. If there are two sides which are of same length, and this is not, this is called, now I want somebody to say that. Just say it. Don't raise hand. We don't have time. Just say it.
Isosceles.
Isosceles triangle.
Isosceles.
Right. Isosceles triangle. Okay. So if all the sides are same, that is called equilateral triangle. If the two sides are same, that is called isosceles triangle. If all the sides are different, let's say this is 1 centimeter, this is 2 centimeter, this is 3 centimeter. This is called scalene triangle. Okay. So based on sides, you can have three types of triangles: equilateral, when all the sides are same; when two sides are same length, that is isosceles triangle; and when all the sides are different, that is called scalene triangle. So that is on the based on side. Now, if you look at triangle and based on the angles you want to classify them or differentiate them, there are three types again. So before we go there, what we learned was it's called this something called angle, meaning the inclination between the two lines. Okay, this line and this line, they are meeting each other here. This is called angle. Okay, this is the angle at which they meet. Okay, so there are three types of angles. If the lines are kind of perpendicular to each other, meaning the angle between these two are 90 degree. If anybody has question, how do we know and measure the angles, I can explain that later in the class, but I'm assuming. So if you have seen the the what is that called, the semicircular thing, what do you guys call it? Do you know the meaning of it, which is used for measuring the angles?
Protractor.
Projector, right? Protector, right? Not projector.
No,
It's
protractor.
protractor.
Yeah, protector. So that protector helps you measure the angles. Okay, so when the two lines are literally exactly uh, cutting each other as if it's perpendicular to each other, that's called 90 degree. It's this 90 degree is called right angle. Okay, 90 degree is right, 90 degrees right angle. If the lines are a little closer to each other, meaning like this, when this is less than 90 degree, smaller than 90 degree, is called acute angle triangle. Acute angle. Acute. Something that is small is always cute. So it's acute angle. If the lines are meeting little far from each other or at the farther angle with each other, which is greater than 90 degree, it's called obtuse. Okay. So based on this angle types, right, the triangles are named. Okay. If all the angles, this angle, this angle, this angle, all are smaller than 90 degree, it's called acute angle triangle. Acute angle triangle. Okay. Everything is smaller than 90 degree, meaning all the angles are cuter. Acute angle triangle. Okay. If one of the angle is 90 degree, meaning this side and this side are meeting at 90 degree, meaning they are perpendicular to each other, like a wall, right? How does the wall stand? It is always standing straight on the ground, right? This is 90 degree always. If the wall is like this, trust me, it will fall one day. Okay. So this 90 is this is called 90 degree is called right angle, right? So the triangle with one angle is 90 degree is called right angle triangle. Okay. And If one of the angle is greater than 90 degree, it's called obtuse angle triangle. Okay. So we have learned the classification of triangles based on angles and based on sides so far. And we are only talking about the properties of the triangles so far. Okay. We're only talking the properties. Then we come across the, okay, before I move forward, any questions so far? I see a thumbs down.
Those are reactions.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are the obtuse the ones that are bigger than 90 degrees, and are the acutes the ones that are smaller than 90 degrees?
That is exactly what I said.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
so anything, see, what is cute? Cute, something which is small, like you guys, right? You guys are smaller. You guys are cute, not me, right? I'm not cute anymore. Yeah. So, things which are smaller is called a cute thing, right? So, angles which are smaller than 90 degree, those are smaller angles. Those are called acute angles. Things which are big, bigger than 90 degree, called obtuse angle. So when you relate that with a table, when all the angles are acute, smaller than 90 degree, that is called acute angle triangle. When all the angles, not all the angles, you cannot have all the angles as more than 90 degree. You can only have one angle which is more than 90 degree. That is called obtuse angle triangle. And if you have one, at least one angle which is 90 degree, that is called a right angle triangle. Okay. And today we are just doing a recap of what we have learned in geometry. Okay. I want to make sure that everybody understands, remembers, and recalls the concepts before we move on to the next topic. Okay. All right. So we started with line segment, and then we learned about the parallel lines. We learned the rays, and then we talked about triangle. We started with polygons, and first thing we have touched upon is triangles and different types of triangles. Okay. Another thing that you guys might want to remember is all the angles of a triangle added together, okay, is 180 degree. Okay. Meaning, regardless of what type of triangle you're talking about, be it an equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle, right angle triangle, acute angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, sum of all the angles has to be 180 degree. If it is not, it is not a triangle. As simple as that. If anybody tells you that I have a triangle with the sum of all the angles as 182 degrees, that guy is lying or trying to fool you. Don't agree. Say that there cannot be a triangle ever with angle more than or less than 180 degree. That means even if 179, that is non-negotiable. There cannot be a triangle with total angles adding up to 179. Okay. Now, why and how? I'll explain subsequently. Next shape. We talked about the shape with 3 sides. Let's talk about the shapes with 4 sides. That is called, any shape with 4 sides is called quadrilaterals. Okay. 4 sides called quadrilaterals. And within quadrilaterals, there are different shapes. This is a rectangle, something similar to my phone. Okay. Okay. Here, this side and this side are of same length. This side and this side are of same length. Okay. That is why it is called rectangle. And there's one more thing. All the angles are 90 degree. Meaning the sides are cutting at each other like a wall. Perpendicular to each other. Not like a leaning wall. Straight wall. Okay. All the angles are 90 degree. So if you ever want to define a rectangle or want to understand what is a rectangle, simple property is all the sides, the opposite sides are of same length. If this is 5 centimeter, this has to be 5 centimeter. If that is not the case, this is not a rectangle. As simple as that. this side and this side, opposite sides will be of same length. If this is 2 centimeter, it cannot be 2.12 centimeter. It has to be exact 2 centimeter. Okay. Then only it will be a rectangle. And then all the angles are 90 degree. Okay. Clear? This is rectangle. Now, when you look at a square, what does a square mean? A square is another type of rectangle where opposite sides are same. No question about it. But actually, this and this are also same, meaning all the sides are of same length. So if this is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter. Okay. So here opposite sides are same as well. This and this are same, this and this are same, but actually all the sides are of same length. That's how you can put it. So without getting confused, without falling in my trap, right? I said opposite sides are also same. You will simply say all sides are same. That is a square. And all the angles are 90 degree. So if you're talking about a quadrilateral or a shape with 4 sides, all the sides are of same length and all the angles are 90 degree. That is called a square. Somebody is raising hand. No? Okay. All right. So that is, we have talked about square and a rectangle. Now, another type of shape is called rhombus. So this is like a square, a squeezed square. I took a square and I squeezed from the side. This was my square, let's say. Okay. What I did, I squeezed from this side and made it thinner and longer. This is called rhombus. Okay. So here all the 4 sides are of same length because I did not change the side, but I changed the angle. This was like this. I squeezed it from this side. It became thinner and taller. Okay. So the side length remained the same, but this angle became smaller. In case of a square, it was all 90 degree. Here it is different. Okay. So that is called rhombus. Rhombus you can always remember as a squeezed square. Okay. Then if you have played with kite, okay, if you have ever played with kite, this is how it is. This side and this side are same, this side and this side are same, and angles are not 90 degree. Okay, this is called kite. So this is another type of quadrilateral. So we have learned about a rectangle, a square. Rectangle has opposite sides same and all angles 90 degree. Square has all sides same and all angles 90 degree. Then we talked about rhombus, which is a squeezed square. All sides are same, but angles are not 90 degree. And then we're talking about kite, where this is like 2 pair of equal sides. This is same as this is same as this, but angles are not 90 degree. And then comes another quadrilateral, meaning other shape with 4 sides, called trapezium or trapezoid, where only this line and this line are parallel. When I say parallel, these 2 lines are never going to meet. Okay, regardless of how far you extend them. Okay, or the distance between the 2 lines will remain the same, like a railway track. Okay, so this is called rhombus. It's not rhombus. This is called trapezium or trapezoid. And then there's one last type, which is called parallelogram. Okay, so remember this thing. When you talk about a parallel lines, okay, these are pair of lines which never cut each other if you extend them. So parallelogram is made by 2 pair of parallel lines. So this and this line are parallel to each other and equal to each other. So they will never meet each other. Okay. This line and this line are also parallel to each other and equal to each other. Okay. If this is, let's say, 3 centimeters, so this will also be 3 centimeters. And they are parallel, meaning if you keep on extending them, okay, they will never meet. These are like railway tracks. Okay. So these are 4 types of shapes that we have learned. Not 4. We learned about rectangle, we learned about square, we learned about kite, we learned about rhombus, we learned about trapezium, we learned about parallelogram. So 6 types of quadrilaterals.
So
Again,
wait,
yeah.
Mr.
I'm sorry.
Kumar. So
Which one?
so is a I have a question.
Go
So
ahead.
is a parallelogram rectangle?
Yes. So I'm not going there, but you can always relate because a rectangle has opposite sides same and all the angles are 90-degree. Parallelogram
Correct.
doesn't say, allow me to complete.
Correct.
So parallelogram doesn't say all the angles are 90-degree. If they are 90-degree, that's okay. Ultimately, the lines have to be parallel and they have to be equal. Okay, the opposite lines have to be parallel and equal in length. So yes, parallelogram is a bigger group and rectangle is a smaller group inside that. Okay, because parallelogram doesn't say that it has to be 90-degree. If it's 90-degree, that becomes a rectangle. If it is not and still qualifies all the criteria, it is just a parallelogram. Okay, so the answer to your question is yes, rectangle is a parallelogram, but all parallelograms are not rectangles. Okay,
So a rectangle is a parallelogram then?
100% yes, because rectangles also have the opposite sides equal, and the way it is designed, the opposite lines never meet each other. Will never meet each other, so they are parallelogram. Okay, yeah, Arav, you are saying something?
Are we gonna assign homework?
Yes, there is no class
Let's
without homework.
go. Hee hee ha ha.
Okay, all right. So these are properties that we have covered. So we'll spend maybe 10 more or 15 more minutes to cover the other concept that we have learned. We'll talk about bit of area and perimeter, and we'll talk about few more polygons. Okay, so let's look at other few shapes, and then we'll look at the formulas that we have learned. So that way we'll cover the entire geometry by today, or recap of geometry that we have learned till that is needed to be learned till fifth grade, and then from tomorrow we'll start the next chapter. Okay,
Level 2.
not level 2. You guys still have a lot to learn. Don't rush. Math is not
Narrow.
about, math is not about rushing. Math's about learning, practicing, becoming a champion, making that as a part of your daily routine. If you start enjoying it, you can go to level N. But if you jump from level 1 to level 2 just like that, you'll forget everything. Okay. All right. Coming back to the class. So in Polygon, we have learned about triangles. We have learned about quadrilaterals. We learned about different types of triangles based on the property. We learned about different types of quadrilaterals based on the property, like rectangles, square, trapezium, parallelograms, kite, rhombus. Yeah. Now, there are few more types of polygons that you just need to know conceptually. Okay. You won't have to remember any formula for that, but this looks like a house. But here you see 5 sides: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is called a pentagon. So any polygon with 5 sides is called a pentagon. Okay. So when you hear these terms, don't worry about it. It's nothing but English. It's called hexagon. Why? Because it has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This type of shape or any polygon with 6 sides is called hexagon. Okay. Now, what if it has 7 sides? Heptagon. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It's called heptagon. If you have 8 sides, that's called octagon. This is only to know, just to know, not to get worried about. Okay. Life doesn't get so complicated. Okay. So we learned about polygons, where we talked about shapes with 3 sides, which is triangles, shapes with 4 sides, that is called quadrilaterals, and we learned all the variants. Then we just heard about pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon. These are just the names. Like my name is Birendra Kumar. Like, yeah, you all have your name. Same way. These are just the names to relate what shape it is. Now, the most important thing that we learn about any shape, this triangle and this triangle, there's a difference. This triangle needs more space for drawing it on the space of paper. This needs a smaller space. Baby triangle, this needs even smaller space, less space. So the space taken by any shape is called the area. Okay. This triangle needs more area, this needs lesser area, this needs least area. This rectangle needs more area, needs less area. This rectangle needs even lesser area.
That's a
This,
square.
you never know. I did not draw it exactly the same. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm just trying to tell you guys, depending on the size of the shape, it takes less space or area on the surface. Okay, that is what we mean by area. Now, if you guys are so much affinity, so you have so much affinity for a square, this is a square. Let's say bigger square, smaller square, even smaller square, even smaller square. Yeah. Only difference is all are squares, but this is taking less, more space. This is taking less space. This is lesser space. This is even lesser. Yeah. And the space taken by any shape on a surface is called area. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay. Sania, are you finding it okay to digest, or
Yeah.
it's bothering you? Hey guys, don't play with that. I see a Pirate of the Caribbean here. Arav, don't change that, beta, because that distracts. Okay, kids will start looking at that and then not pay attention in the class. Okay, don't do that. All right. Here, coming back to the area, right? So conceptually, we know area means the space that it takes. Now, this is another term that we'll keep coming across. That is called perimeter. Perimeter is nothing but the boundary of the shape. Let's say this is the shape rectangle. So perimeter will be this length plus this length plus this length plus this length. That will be the perimeter. If I'm talking about a square, perimeter will be this length plus this length plus this length plus this length. If I'm talking about a circle, perimeter or circumference will be the total length of the string that I need to barricade this circle. Okay. So that is the perimeter. So perimeter is nothing but the length of the total boundary of the shape. If I'm talking about a perimeter of a pentagon, I'm just going to add this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side. That makes the perimeter of the pentagon. Okay. Now, so we learned some of the formulas in the class, just the basic ones. If I'm talking about a rectangle, area, this is the, let's say this is called length and this is called width. Area of the rectangle is length times width. Okay. And we have learned how this is derived, but for now, always remember any rectangle area is length times width. If somebody says what is the perimeter, you know that by definition of the rectangle, this length and this length are same. This length and this length are same because they're opposite and equal. This is the property of a rectangle, right? So perimeter will be this length. So this is also length. This is width. This is also width. So length plus this width plus this width plus width. So this becomes 2 times length plus 2 times width. Or you can write this as 2 times length plus width. This might look boring, or you feel like, no, I have to memorize this. Don't have to memorize. Perimeter is length of all the sides. Okay. So if you know the length and width, you just take this length plus width, then you take this length plus width. Just add them together. That is your perimeter. Even if you don't remember the formula, you're okay. Okay. Only thing you'll have to remember is length and width. Okay. Area is length times width. So if somebody says this is 5 centimeter in length, 3 centimeter in width, area will be 5 centimeter into 3 centimeters. Okay, that's it. Similarly, if you're talking about a square, area equals, see, a square also very much like a rectangle, okay? So we will not change the formula. Only property that we know of square is all the sides are of same length, okay? And all the angles are 90 degree. So area of a rectangle we learned length times width. Length times width. My width is same as length here. That's why it is a square. So I'll say length times length. That's fine. If I have to do the perimeter, we found out the perimeter formula is 2 times length plus width. Here, length and width are same. So I'll say length plus length. So 2 into length plus length is 2 length. So 2 into 2, 4 length. You remember this? Wonderful. If you don't remember it, don't worry. You will say this length plus this length plus this length plus this length. Done. All lengths are same. So 4 times the length. That's the formula. Okay. So only formula that you need to remember is length times width as the area for rectangle. And since square is also make a rectangle, but length and width are same, so the area becomes length times width, or you can say length times length because length and width are the same here. That's all you need to remember. Another thing that you need to remember is the formula for area of a triangle. Okay, imagine this. Okay, a triangle is made by breaking a rectangle into two parts. Okay, this is my rectangle. If I join these two corners, that makes a right angle triangle. Okay, so area of this triangle is half the area of this rectangle. Okay, area of this rectangle is what? Length times width. So half of length times width. That is what it is. You call it length, you call it width, or you call it base, you call it height, whatever it is. So area of a right angle triangle is half of the area of the rectangle, basically. Okay. So half of this, let's say if this is length, this is, let's say, height or width, whatever, you'll say half of length into height. This is the area of a rectangle, of a right angle triangle, sorry. So we just learned one formula that is called area of a rectangle is length times width. Okay. Area of a square becomes length square because length and width are same. And the area of a right angle is half of the area of the triangle. Sorry, rectangle. So half of the area of the rectangle. Half of this length and this length. That's it. So we just learned one formula, and that covers all the things that we need to know as part of geometry for you guys till 5th grade. Now, any questions so far? Hey, Mr. Pirate of the Caribbean.
My name is actually Jack Sparrow, and have you ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean?
Okay, okay. We'll talk about Pirate of the Caribbean when I see you guys here in the class. Okay, we'll have.
Wait. Have you watched all the Pirates Caribbean? Cause I watched the
That's
Dead Sea. I watched the Doom of the Blackbeard.
time out, time out, time out, time out. This is not a Pirate of Caribbean class. Okay. All right. So what I was saying was we just covered all the concepts of geometry that we need to learn as part of grade 5 or up to grade 5. I'll give you guys sums and I would want you guys to do it. Arav, don't do that, beta. Don't do that. So can I ask you guys to pay attention to the class? We'll be done in 2 minutes, okay?
Everyone's typing.
Yeah, they keep on typing.
Usually Kavi runs typing.
Okay. So wait. Okay, don't do that. Okay. We are
What did you?
almost done with the class. I'm just doing a recap, okay? So we learned all the concepts that we need to know as part of geometry for up to grade 5. I'll give you guys few sums as assignment. Okay. And then the next test that we will have will be covering geometry and the number systems that we have learned so far. Okay. And so that's what I will start with the syllabus for grade level 1. grade 3 to 5 from tomorrow. Okay. Make sure that no distraction in the class, please.
Oh gosh.
So we'll cover all the concepts one more time, and then we'll have our first test towards last week of February. Okay. All right. So we are done with the class. I can stop the recording. If you guys want to have some fun, do chit chat. I'm letting you guys have it for next 2 minutes, okay? Before the kids join from the next class. Okay.
Usually these people,
What is that?
Rob,
Uh-huh.
Rob and Kavi